Okay, the hour of 6 o'clock having arrived, let's call the regular meeting of the Sherman Village Board to order. Mr. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Gray.
Yes.
Trustee Hahn.
Trustee Hahn has an excused absence due to his work commitments.
Trustee Long.
Yes.
Trustee Rockford.
Yes.
Trustee Schultz.
Yes.
Trustee Tim.
Yes.
Mayor Flashman.
Yes, that is, what's that, 6 members of the village board. Answering the roll call, quorum being established, we'll proceed with the order of business as set forth on the agenda. For the record, today's date is Tuesday, March 16th, 2021. We are holding this meeting at the Sherman Village Hall, which is located at 401 St. John's Drive in Sherman, Illinois. The time is 6 p.m. It is a regular meeting. Bringing us to item number 2 on the agenda, which is the Pledge of Allegiance. If I could ask everybody to stand and face the flag. Let's have Mrs. Roderick, could you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Sure. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Okay, item number 3, we need to set the agenda. The agenda has been posted 48 hours in advance of the meeting in accordance with the Open Meetings Act. There can be no action items added to the agenda, but the chair would entertain any discussion items from trustees seeking any recognition. Anybody? Okay, so we need a motion to set the agenda. Trustee Gray makes a motion, seconded by Trustee Schultz. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, the ayes have it. The agenda is set. We'll move to the clerk's report. Clerk Bull has presented in your board member packets the presentation of the March 2nd, 2021 regular board meeting minutes that are presented for approval. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes as presented by the clerk? Okay, seeing none, we need a motion to approve said minutes. Is there a motion to that effect? Trustee Rockford makes a motion, seconded by Trustee Long. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Gray.
Yes.
Trustee Long.
Yes.
Trustee Rockford.
Yes.
Trustee Schultz.
Yes.
Trustee Tim.
Yes.
That is 5 members voting yes, none voting no. Minutes are adopted, will be added to the village website. Item number 2, the presentation of the bills for approval. Clerk Bull has, and the administrator has included those in your board member packet. The warrants include payroll from October 2020. Is there any questions regarding the bills for approval? Anything to point out outside the normal course of business?
In the board packet that I sent everybody, you understand the check that was written to the sanitary district. We voided that check because the amount was wrong, and we did it again and another list with the correct amount.
Okay, any questions
Yeah,
regarding bills? Trustee
Yeah,
Schultz.
Wex Bank.
That's our fleet gas program. We used to go with Casey's. Casey's became very problematic for us. Then we went with Wex, and we get the same rates. So it's a fleet gas. It's offered through the state procurement program. The state of Illinois does it as well, and it's a great program. Instead of a credit card being issued with that, it's actually a card per vehicle. So you enter, the employee enters a PIN that's specific to them, and then we can track everything based on that.
Okay.
Additional questions, inquiries, anybody? Nothing? Okay, so we need a motion to approve the bills, a motion to that effect. Trustee Gray makes a motion, seconded by Trustee Tim.
Yes.
Tim, yes. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Gray.
Yes.
Trustee Long.
Yes.
Trustee Rockford.
Yes.
Trustee Schultz.
Yes.
Trustee Tim.
Yes.
5 members voting yes, none voting no. Bills are approved for payment. The treasurer's report, no report this evening. Assistant treasurer is working to get that all compiled. I spoke of that last meeting, so she should be ramped up here in the very near future. Village engineer's report, nothing from the engineer. This is his evening off. We don't bring him in at every single meeting. It saves us money. Anybody have any questions? One thing I'm going to ask the administrator to do, if you could communicate with him tomorrow, is ask that at the next meeting that they just give us a brief update on the status of the bike trail. I know that there hasn't been much, if any, activity in these cold, super cold winter months, but I actually would just like for them to give us a 45-second update on where the status is at right now, where it was, and what the future holds in terms of getting back out on the site to the extent that they're not out there.
Okay, perfect.
Anybody else have anything under engineering? Okay, and then the funds from the infrastructure plan, 2021 infrastructure plan that we plan to move forward on sit in a account at this point in time. So remember, council where Southward said that all of this had to be executed by March 1st, so that's done. We're gonna work through with the engineers and the board to compile a list of the worst roads and the biggest projects and get that underway in the very near future. So continue to be thinking about infrastructure and, what roads you deem to be in most need of repair, in addition to thinking about what the actual stats say. This road's been installed this long, this is the base, this is the useful life of this road, that all has to be weighed as well. So just keeping that on your radars.
Well, Mr. President, we're also looking, engineer and I are looking at opportunities where we can capitalize on the funding. We've set aside a considerable sum of money for the roads. That gives us an opportunity to work with the county, the state, and other representatives and see if we can find some additional money to match that what we're doing, which would be an incredible opportunity for the community.
Yeah, so
On improving the road, so at your direction,
matching funds.
we're working on getting that information back.
Yep.
So far, we're in the wall, but we're continuing to move forward.
Okay, Councilor Craven and legal has the evening off. As you can see, the agenda's fairly light. Village administrator, economic development coordinator, anything to report under your item? Nothing?
Nothing more there.
Okay, president's report. 2 items have been posted on the agenda. A resolution regarding the update of the village zoning map, ordinance number 21-08. This is provided by the engineering firm and recommended that we update said zoning map. Anything to add to that?
No, we sent the package of information out. I think included in that was a kind of an identification of what changes were made. The primary changes was the purchase of the Seman property that was annexed into the corporate boundaries of the village, and then changing the zoning from wasn't zoned to a industrial zoning for public works division. Outside of that, there was nothing of any great magnitude of change. Statute does require that if we do change it, February, March is the time when we should update it to announce it to the public.
Questions, discussion? So an ordinance sits on the table, ordinance number 2021-08, an ordinance approving a zoning map. I will state that in terms of the cover page, there's a Scrivener's error in terms of the word approving. See that?
Oh,
The G and the I
We
are
can change it before.
reversed. Simple change. But that being said, any discussion? Any discussion? Comfortable with moving forward and passing said ordinance tonight? Okay, so the chair would entertain a motion to approve an ordinance approving the zoning map. Again, ordinance number 2021-08. Is there a motion to that effect? Okay, this is awesome. I got 3 people.
Okay.
So who, what's that? Trustee Tim makes a motion?
Yeah, sure.
And Trustee Gray, or yes, all right. Trustee Gray will second the motion. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Gray?
Yes.
Trustee Long?
Yes.
Trustee Rockford?
Yes.
Trustee Schultz?
Yes.
Trustee Tim?
Yes.
5 members voting yes and none voting no, the ordinance is approved. Next item is a resolution to approve the Central States Fireworks July 4th display. The resolution is 21-02. It includes, what, $12,000 in it?
Yeah, it's the
So
same
it
amount
would
that was
allow,
last year.
allow for fireworks show in the amount of $12,000, of which we will most likely offset 100% with donations, but we still need the approval to go forward with authorizing this.
Yeah, the board recalls last year, we sought donations and 100% of the project, that fireworks were actually paid by sponsors, so we renewed the letter, refreshed it, and we'll be sending that out to the sponsors once again, and some new fresh sponsors. were on CNN, it was a really big deal.
Are you, is it back at Walter Puck then? Or
No, this one, if that says that, then that's in the scrivener's error in there.
Yeah.
Change it. Yeah, it will be, it's at Sherman Village Park.
It says.
I kind of like it, said Walter Park.
I know, that's why I asked, page 2.
I can see it from my
Very
house
top.
We
there.
can't vote on it, it says it right there. Gotta look for it.
Oh, in the contract?
Oh, it's in the contract?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was down there,
Yeah.
yeah. That's just a draft.
So where
Well,
is the
here's-
fireworks gonna be?
What's that?
Where will the fireworks? be?
Most likely, it's going to be in this location, just because of, we're still under certain guidelines and things like that. We don't wanna test it down there. So, and I can tell you, or the chief can tell you, how much easier it was for the police department to handle traffic flow and the infrastructure in that area. And I also learned that there wasn't much pushback from the individuals in that area, as much as we thought. I mean, there was a couple, but even some of the ones that you would actually really think that didn't want to see it leave were like, fine, it's fine with me. We've done that, we've been there. And this actually serves a lot more people up here. And you don't have a lot of other issues associated with it, so. But, politics are politics. We're all board members, we all hold elected positions. So if the will of the people gets too great, or there is an influx of individuals seeking to change our minds, we do reserve the right to adapt on the fly. Do it at both locations, do it at one location, do it at one location, so. But for right now, I would say that based on the status of everything, it should still be in an area that's safe, much more area to spread out, much better for,
I kind of like the both locations, that's kind of cool.
yeah. But that comes with, I mean, this is a huge staff.
You don't like that, though, do you?
This is a huge.
Group of sponsors, right?
This, but it's a, I mean, this is all, when we have the police department provide security
Yeah.
in place for this, it's,
I just thought that.
it's literally all hands
spread
on
out
deck.
rather than, you know.
Yeah,
be
it's still-
all congested.
We would still need all hands on deck, and to split up our department, which is not the biggest
We get
department.
twice the capacity down here that we can get down here.
Yeah,
Well, I just thought, like, if everyone was spread out, it wouldn't be so
yeah,
congested or whatever.
so.
You said it, not me, I said that's a great idea.
I would tell you that it's 90% in this
Yeah.
location.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we need a motion to approve the fireworks show, and since you didn't get the last motion, would you be willing
Oh, you're
to
funny.
approve the fireworks
If it
contract?
gets, well, no, if it stays, yeah, I will. I will.
All right, trustee Rockford makes a motion to bring fireworks display to the village of Sherman and keep everybody happy throughout the entire
Oh, yeah.
county. Is there a second? Second, who wants the second? All right, trustee Schultz. Trustee Schultz seconds that. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Trustee Gray?
Yes.
Trustee Long?
Yes.
Trustee Rockford?
Yes.
Trustee Schultz?
Yes.
Trustee Tim?
Yes.
Okay, so that's 5 members voting yes, none voting no. It's received a constitutional majority. That allows the mayor to vote, since there's not a tie. I won't leave you guys hanging
Very good.
out on an island. So
Very
I'll
good.
go with you, and I will ask to be recorded as a yes. That is 6 members voting yes, unanimously of the members present.
I'm saying 7, but no.
Like backdraft, you go, we go. So we're a team.
I like that.
We're a
I like
team.
that, yeah.
All right, so 6 members voting yes, none voting no. The fireworks contract is approved. Committee and department reports, nothing under that. Has anybody thought of anything? Okay, the Sherman Police Department, Chief Banger, anything to report?
Nothing to add, but I'll pass your paper here.
Okay.
Nothing to add, but I'll pass it.
Yeah. So, just under the police department, let me just continue to commend the police department for their work and actions at the elementary school for drop-off and the plan that has been devised in order of keeping traffic flowing and cars not passing in the morning rush hour, especially the way the drop-off is at the elementary school. So Chief has come up with an exceptional plan to get kids dropped off and keep cars from passing, which started to become an issue of driving in the oncoming lanes and going through intersections and stuff like that.
Can
So,
I ask you a question?
yeah, absolutely.
So is that what it was like down First Street, like before you got to the?
The cone pattern down
It
First
said do
Street
not
and
pass, I was
South,
like,
and South Street.
I turned around because I didn't know.
Mhm.
I thought it was like, don't pass that point.
I thought it was skilled driving.
That was you.
Yeah, but I did see it the other day and so it was for the school.
Yeah, it seems to be working pretty well.
Okay, good,
Yeah.
good, yeah. I didn't know if it was like Public Works.
Yeah, Public Works
I
is
just figured out because the cones were
Helping
down
us
the
out
middle
with that in
and
the
I was
morning
like,
too.
Yeah, so I see them out there every morning.
Yeah,
yeah,
the guys help us with that cone placement in
that's
the morning.
awesome, okay.
Yeah, it's a great plan. Anything, police department, anybody, anything? Okay, let's move on to emergency management. Mr. Moe,
Nothing of substance unless somebody has a question.
any questions for Mr. Moe? Nothing? Public Works, we have the evening off, so, something I thought of. New business. Any new business coming forward to the board, of which there isn't, no old business. So civic organizations, we don't have anything listed on here, but I'm gonna turn the floor over to Mrs. Sarah Roderick, President of the Sherman Chamber of Commerce. She has a quick presentation
I have
and
an
update.
Yep. I didn't want to be the first organization to take on COVID, and so we are going to do a virtual Easter egg hunt this year versus trying to organize a full-blown event. I mean, I was just so overwhelmed, not overwhelmed, I was excited that we had 500 people at our last one. And I don't want to try and do that in this environment. So what we're gonna do is do a takeoff on Willie the Frog and just keep it simple. And I have contacted a number of our businesses here in the village, and they've graciously donated for prizes. I'm really excited. Today I got a bounce house rental as a prize from Signature Rental. You know, so that'll be like a grand prize that a kid can win, in addition to other Easter egg things, you know, such as kites and baskets and that. So they will be looking for these Easter gnomes around the village, and they'll post their picture and then put a drawing, put their name on the Facebook page. And then we will do a Facebook Live with the Easter Bunny on the Saturday before Easter. We'll do it down at the UCB. So I just don't think going to our park with free stuff is gonna be a really good idea right now because it's so well attended. And it's really nice, but I just don't wanna try and take my, turn fish into, whatever, but, so we will have the Easter Bunny that will pass out goodie bags at UCB at 1 o'clock on the Saturday before. So we're gonna move forward with our new version of the Easter egg hunt at this point. I also wanted to point out that we do have our annual report. It's on our website. We do have this is Mike's copy, we stole it off of his desk, but there is a printed version of the annual report from the chamber. And we're really proud of the group of people that we have working on our board, and with Sean's assistant as the past president, he's been a great help, and really enjoying working on this project. So just wanted to bring you all up to date.
Okay, thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Sarah. Okay, let's go to public. There is no executive session this evening, just so you know. Let's go to public comment. Mrs. Walden, you signed in to address the board, so.
Yeah, I didn't, I heard, but I didn't hear. Did you say that when you approve the bills, that there's also payroll to be posted?
Yes.
Okay, that was one of my questions, when that would happen. And the other thing, the ordinance is about the zoning of the Seman property. That was my other question, was what's the plan for the Seman property? Since we haven't seen anything going on down there.
That's gonna be the new the Department of Public Works and the Sewer Department.
Okay.
So there's a couple of large buildings that are situated on that property. There's a house that's on there. It's not of much use to us, but it came with it. So the bottom line basically is that the situation that we had right there was 6.94 acres that were available for purchase. And the Semans also kind of worked with the village as well, like something reduced the price or, you know, to make it all work out, and they needed to get the property sold as well. But that being said, so we got 6.94 acres for what, $300,000, wasn't it? $500. Whereas in the past, we were negotiating on some other property within the village that was, in terms of acreage, just right at 3 acres, so less than half, for almost that same amount. The thing is, you cannot find any property around the village, especially that's situated in a place where you put a public works facility, kind of out of sight, out of mind, but still close enough that, you know, it keeps with an efficient public works operation to and from parks, to and from limb pickup, to and from everything public works related, snow plowing, things like that. So that property was, I think we got lucky for one thing. And so the village executed a real estate contract with that, and you saw it in our previous meetings, whenever that was, what last October, November, whatever. And the plan is to move this place. You've seen this place, you've been here enough. I mean, from the roof to basically the building, and the growth in our public works department and the amount of equipment that sits outside. That is room for growth. Like I said, right at 7 acres. Already has buildings on it, essentially shelter to house some of our public works stuff, and also add on to that for, in terms of the pole barn type storage. And that's one other thing I should state also, kind of for the record and for everybody, is that the property we were looking at, less than half of that in terms of acreage was vacant, not a single thing on it. So you had the cost almost be what it was to buy over twice as much acreage with facilities already on it, with storage facilities, with a big, large, what is that building, 50 by 80 or something?
Easily 100 by 60, it's
Or
huge.
100 by, yeah, 100 by 60. So it was a no-brainer. The board took action, purchased it, and so that's what the use of that property is gonna be. Public Works will be there.
Well,
And then
it
all
being-
of this stuff out here will, I mean, it's mostly been moved, most of it's been moved, but they need more space, and the village is growing, and the operation's growing, and so anyway, that's the gist
Well,
of
with
it.
it being out there right by the highway, I mean, I can see having difficulty selling a house there, 'cause, you know, who wants to
Yeah.
live right by the interstate
Yep.
exit, and,
Yeah,
you know, but there are some trees on it that are pretty bad, that look like they're gonna fall, so,
yeah, so.
okay.
No,
that
that's
was-
that's the future growth, that's the future site. You know, we can store various different rock piles, CA6, and, you know, just different items on that site. We can screen it with trees and continue to expand the operation and keep it in Sherman, but away from, you know, R1 housing, so.
Right,
But that's it, yep.
okay, that was all I had.
Okay, thank you very much. What I was gonna say earlier was, before we, and nobody else is wishing to address the board, right? Okay, so last thing I wanted to put out there, and everybody always steps up, but a reminder, we are gonna move forward with cleanup day. So May 1st is the scheduled cleanup day, 8 to 11, right? Waldrop Park, pretty much the same as in years past in terms of recycling, in terms of the dumpster setup, what? What are you pointing at?
Well, you were looking at me, and I was like,
Oh, I'm looking at both of you. Anyway, cleanup day comes back, we did a post, so.
I think I sent everything out.
Word's out there. I don't know if you've been asked by some residents. You know, last year we put it away because of the pandemic and just various different issues. So it comes back again this year, May 1st. So anybody that asks you.
Will we be able to get rid of TVs and old computers?
Yes, BLH will be there.
Okay,
and
you have to
we'll be
pay for
accepting
that?
as well. Some will require fees, some will not.
Okay, well, that's fine, I just,
If you remember, Republic was pretty easy to convince to just dump anything you needed to in that area. We'll have metal scrap there this year, and they basically take anything that's metal, appliances and everything included, so.
I was asked by a constituent about paper shredding.
Unfortunately, Affordable Shred can't make it this year. They've had all their trucks are gonna be out on other things. I did have some people call us asking about shredding. Unfortunately, it's not gonna be available on papers.
Okay. So that may be something we want to consider at a different date, at a different location or something. You know, that people being in their houses
It's an
is,
easy thing to do.
yeah, and especially with spring coming, spring cleaning, so.
It could be simply set up at a single station, and then people just come throughout and it doesn't require any of our involvement, really, just.
You know,
allowing
they-
access.
I know a lot of
We
the
could-
banks do it.
I'd say, what's that?
A lot of the banks do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is one thing that I've always thought too, and something like that especially, where we could potentially do this for paper shredding, put an announcement out, give notice, literally have Affordable Shred almost go into the neighborhood, into the subdivisions for 2 hours, right? Steeplechase, it sits there, maybe in a cul-de-sac off to the side or whatever, and it's there for an hour, and then it goes to another location, whatever. Or we could just have it one central site and have people come to it.
Let's say talk UCD into doing it.
What's that?
Talk UCD into doing it.
Yeah, we could, I mean, so. But anyway, okay. 11-minute meeting last week,
We talked,
28-minute meeting this week. All right?
Nowhere to go.
No line I game. Does anybody else have anything? All right, so, Chair, if there's no further business to come before the board, the Chair would entertain a motion to adjourn. Is there a motion to that effect? Trustee Rockford makes a motion, second by Trustee Long. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. We are adjourned, 6:29.